In this episode, I drive down a road, meet a dog, and jump over a guardrail. Oh no! It's after Christmas. Let's go on another little adventure. Baby little tiny adventure. We're gonna go out west of here, near Graham, Texas. I think a little south of it and a little west of it. And check out some ghost towns or abandoned buildings. And there's a really cool mill, and there's a really cool old church in Proffitt, Texas, the Proffitt Baptist Church, and I think we're gonna paint it. So come along with me as I get loaded up here, which I could have already loaded, but it kind of looks like I'm in the process of doing something. It's better for me to be doing things as I'm talking, but enough about that. Oh, and one other thing before we go, as you can see here, my mommy got me this high lift jack for Christmas. So that's pretty fun. I've already tested it out after watching the demonstration from Joey Pitts. It works perfectly on my recovery hooks. And just get it up under there and crank it up and it's off the ground. It's great. Today we're in my 2019 Jeep Compass Trailhawk, and something clever that I read from one of the subscribers, Ford50, said that the Trailhawk, the four-wheel drive system is basically simulated lockers, and I love that statement, because that's what I found out, that if I put it in four-wheel lock and put it on something like sand mode, then all the tires will continually work. No matter if one starts spinning or not, they'll all try to get through it, like a simulated locker. And that's one of the cool things with all these new four-wheel drive systems. You know, a lot of people will rag on them and say they're not near as good as the solid axle lockers, but it's just a whole other thing, you know, where you can have full independent suspension and still have all the tires working. I'm sure that's something Hummer did a long time ago. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I'm sure it's a very old system, but since the computer of this vehicle runs the four-wheel drive, it's pretty neat to see it in action, which you can find on some of my earlier videos. That's what you're supposed to say, I think. So Eliasville is on the Clear Fork of the Brazos River, and it started around 1870. And then a few years later after that, it says that that's when they built this really cool flour mill that was struck by lightning and burnt up. And all that stands is the bricks today, but it's pretty cool. It's still standing, and it looks really awesome, right? Nestled up right here on the Clear Fork of the Brazos. The town is named after a guy by the name of Elias DeLong, who opened the first store here in 1878. And then, as things do after World War I, the population just kind of stopped growing and everybody moved towards the Fort Worth area, as they do, you know, looking for work. But it's pretty neat to see these old abandoned buildings still standing and not all tore down. So, shall we continue? Personally, I think this part of Texas is quite fascinating. It's near the area where my dad was born and raised. Kind of a north-central Texas, where the majority of trees in this area are all mesquite. It's fairly arid. So, you know, once you get a little further east towards Dallas, it gets a lot more humid, and that's when you start seeing all the pecans and oak trees and live oaks and all that. But out here, as you can see in the video, there's a lot of post oaks. There's also a whole bunch of mesquite trees, which a lot of people hate mesquite trees, but I love the look of mesquite trees. And the leaves on them are so small that you can see through them, and it's neat to see the underbrush, but you don't want to tussle with one because the thorns can get as long as my finger. It's a cool spot. I'm gonna have to walk around it. You can see it right there. Let's go down here a little way, see what. Oh, this is really cool. That's somebody's house. Wow. You'll see that? That was really neat. Looks like an old school building. Welcome to Proffitt, Texas. The town was named for the Proffitt family who took up ranching along the Brazos River in Elm Creek, northwest of Fort Belknap in 1862. After the Civil War, John Proffitt donated land for a church that served further as a school and Masonic lodge. A couple friends here. Hey. Hi. I just came down from, there's a house up there. I came down to visit. Just gonna keep me company, hopefully. A post office was established in January 1880 with J.G. Armstrong as postmaster. Proffitt started a freighting business and built a store in the community in 1894. The settlement grew to include Methodist and Baptist churches. Although the post office was discontinued and moved to Newcastle in 1925, the town had one business and a population of 50 through the 1930s and 40s. And that's about all the information I got on Proffitt, Texas. Oh, and by the way, that really cool house I passed earlier was indeed their school, built back in 1927. Made into a really cool home that I wish we could get inside of, but we cannot. Moving on. All right, guys, we're going to call this one done. It was really cool. I had a lot of people, I say a lot, there was a couple cars that stopped to make sure I was okay because they thought maybe there was something, I was having car problems. It was really fun to come out this way, and hopefully we can do it again soon and get some more of these ghost towns, abandoned buildings and stuff, because it's West Texas is pretty fun and amazing. So until next time, every time. And always remember to subscribe and click the notification bells so when you know the people and can know when videos are coming.